Hey there, Wednesday Warriors. Let's talk about Spectregraph issue 4 of 4 from DSTLRY. Written by James Tnion with art by Christian Ward and letters by Aditya Bidnikar. And let's go ahead and dive into it. Alright, guys, so this is the story of Janie and Vesper, who are trapped in a house that was originally built by Ambrose and was lived in by Ambrose and Felix. And this was back in 2006. Both of these are older guys. They've been together for a long time, and they're both getting to the end of their life. And Ambrose is hung up on creating a living ghost, a spectrograph, if you will, almost a photograph, but something spectral so that he can continue to live on, so that he doesn't have to move on to whatever comes next. And Felix eventually gets tired of all of this and says, I'm gone, I'm going to leave you to your house, and I'm going to leave you to your ghosts. And you see that Ambrose did create an imperfect version of himself. He's not who he thought he was going to be. But the house is still trying to create that perfect character, that perfect person, that perfect spectrograph. And like I said, you have Janie here, who was showing the house in the very first issue, and then you have Vesper, who came because she was a goth, and she was hung up on life and death and afterlife, and, she was trying to figure all that out. Well, in the process of trying to figure all that out, they got locked in this house together, and they didn't know how to get out. Meanwhile, you have the ghost of Ambrose trying to figure out exactly where he's at and what his purpose is, because he's not a perfect copy of the man that he once was. Meanwhile, you get all of these scary horror moments where you see bodies melding together, breaking apart, and then you get one set of eyes coming out of this one being that was once two. So it talks a lot about life and death and afterlife and why people are afraid of dying and why they're trying to hold on to their humanity for the absolute longest point that they can before moving on. It shows that Felix got tired of waiting for Ambrose and finally decided to come back. He felt like he had lived all of his life that he could, so he was actually the one that had sent Vesper in there to try to create this perfect spectrograph of someone that could stay with him in the house. And originally it was supposed to be Vesper, but it could be Janie. So you see Janie here, and you see Janie here. And it's the same woman, but it's not the same woman. So what is going on? Because you see Greggy, the little baby that she had that was trapped at her house when she originally got locked into the Ambrose mansion. But now it seems like there's two Janies. And that's really all I can say about that book, without giving away all of the big secrets. But I will say that it is a great finish. It's a very satisfying read and a very satisfying finish to this miniseries. I know a lot of people don't care for the DSTLRY books because they're oversized format. They're almost magazine size, but they're a little bit longer, I think, than magazine. So that seems to frustrate people because they don't want to free up that much shelf space to provide for these individual books when they could be buying omnibus books or epic collections from Marvel. So it's a little frustrating to a lot of people, but I personally enjoy these books. Like I've said before, as I've gotten a little bit older, it's easier to appreciate the art. The color values on these books are absolutely gorgeous and amazing. It's not the production value that you would get from a regular Marvel or DC book. It's just not. So you have to pay a little bit more in order to get a better book. But at the same time, when you've got Amazing Spider-Man going for $5 twice a month, and then you get 48 pages in each one of these books, what's to complain about, really, other than the size and trying to store them? Anyway, guys, what did you think about Spectregraph? Did you read that series? Are you reading any of the DSTLRY books? What's going on in your bookshelf? What's going on your Wednesday pull list? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching these videos, and we will see you next time.